house. Is it live? We all the way live. We all the way live. Dun, 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 dun. See, YouTube now, they've been bullshitting. They have not been sending out the notifications. They bullshitting, y'all. You gotta get in when you fit in. Just make sure you check back with the channels, because YouTube has been on the serious shadow ban. Who was that? Ted B, Scotty Saturn, D Nice. What up? Dr. Sinister, Hood Politics, Entertainment, Amiji, Jonathan Hayes. What up, Jonathan Hayes? Canadian Kush, London Show. What up? My higher self. I love it. Nicole, Reload. Hello, Vegeta. Ashley Banks, Miss Jeannie. What up? King Troy, Terrence Jones, Christopher Perkins. Let me see. Christina Tran, Debbie Moore, RK Strength Training, Almighty Sekou, Black and Gifted, Bahamanian 1984, By the Waterfall. What up? K Mix, AZ's, DJ Smiley. What up? Neon Black. What up? Roderick Roche. What's poppin'? Albert Zongi. What? How you pronounce Zangius? Hey, please forgive me if I'm messing that up. What's up, y'all? Willie Rivers. What's up, everybody? Andre Watson. Faith Ford. Man, y'all coming in fast now. Goddamn. Hold up. Javon Artist. Holly Nay. Brooklyn Sunshine. Who did I miss? Fat Prada. Faith Keeper. Dondra Watson. What up, y'all? Y'all coming in? So, in case y'all don't know, I'm back to doing them on Saturdays. So, if y'all were confused about when I do these, usually I do them on Saturdays because that's the time I have. So, just make sure you check in. What up, Francis? I didn't see, who's that? What's that name? Francis Gitcheri. What up? Activate Logistics. Adrian Stu, what up? What up, everybody? We got a whole lot of shit to talk about. Oh, spread wealth, thank you. No more crab legs. Speak on it. Man, what up, everybody? Appreciate everybody coming in. We got a whole lot to talk about. Everybody, if you ordered, just real quick, if you ordered the Know Your Rights Foundation, if you ordered the package, the Please Stop Law package, it's out. A lot of you, sometimes, just so you know, sometimes the mail, they steal in the mail, no matter what. They're supposed to be insured. They have tracking numbers, but sometimes they steal in the mail. So make sure if you don't get it, make sure you get at me and let me know, because then we can figure out what's up. But I send everybody's packages out, just so you know. I don't keep nobody's stuff. Every time I get in the sale, I send out everybody's packages on Friday. So just so you know. Sometimes though, I just want you guys to know, sometimes PayPal messes up and they don't record the sale when you guys make a sale. I just want you guys to be aware of that. PayPal is not infallible. So sometimes when you make a sale, I don't see it. They don't send it to us right away. So sometimes that happens, which is why we don't see your sale. So just to keep stuff clear, ain't nobody trying to keep your damn money, yo. I send out everybody's stuff. So make sure if you want the Police Stop. Oh, Kevin Anderson, what's up? What's good, brother? If you want that Police Stop Law package, go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org. And, we got everything over there. We got the V cards. Y'all need these right now. We're going to talk about how in D.C., they're forcing your kids in D.C. Who was that? Steve. Appreciate you. In D.C., your children have to be immunized before they go back to school this year. By January 3rd is full immunization. That includes the book, that includes the cupcake. So that's in D.C. So if y'all need the mandate, y'all need the religious exemptions, make sure y'all get over to knowyourrightsfoundation.org and get your religious exemptions or the liability notice that lets them know they're liable for all the amount of time that they force you under duress by holding your job in jeopardy to make you take the Boogie V, or I mean the cupcake. So they're reliable, they're responsible for that time if they try to force you to get that. So just make sure you get over there and get that. And you get it for free. You get the whole police stop law package for free, the Know Your Rights manual, the cards, everything for free when you go to realnoggets.com and order the Great Book of Melanin Research. So make sure y'all get that. And shout out to the brother. Let me give this brother a shout out. His name is, his channel. Go check out his channel because he did a whole breakdown. He did a breakdown of the Great Book of Melanin Research. He's in there doing it. I would put the link in there, but you're not going to see it. So I'll put the link in there after in the description box. But his channel is called The Gnostic Warrior. So go to the Gnostic Warrior's YouTube channel. Shout out to that brother. He got the Great Book of Melanin Research, and he's going in through there, breaking down everything that they're teaching you in it. Because it's a scientific book. It's really scientific. So, you know, if you're hard on big words and stuff like that, go, you know, he gives you a little help in breaking this down. But shout out to that brother for doing that. I will do something like that eventually, because, you know, we'll go through this, but I want people to get the book so that we can, you know, we can get the information out there, and then, you know, I'll do a big breakdown on what's in here. But shout out to Gnostic Warrior. Again, Gnostic Warrior's YouTube channel. Make sure y'all go over there and check him out for breakdown of the Great Book of Melanin Research. All right, and then, you know, you already know Timmy Tight Top, tightest top in the game. Get that weed juice, weedjuice.com. What up, baby? So good. All right, make sure you get that weed juice. You know, he has the cleanses as well. So make sure, you know, we getting into the season where all the viruses be jumping on you, the V's be jumping on you. So if you want to cleanse, get over there and get that cleanse. Also, if you want to lose weight, he has the weight loss program and all of that. So, or if you just want to just turn to just want to get healthy. This week I gotta go. I'm gonna do my health. I'm about to do a healthy week, full flush, no everything, no meat, no nothing, full juice all week. I see you got to do it every now and then. Nothing but juices, whole week, no food, no nothing. All right. So get on over there. And then, did y'all go check out my girl, the Shepherd Sweets? You see, ain't nothing else left in here. I've been working out, man. I've been working my ass off this week to try to burn off these goddamn these toffee candies. Thank you, Yas, for fucking appreciate it though. These are so goddamn good. And the sweet potato cake. I hope y'all got over there and get the sweet potato cake. So Shepherd Sweets. Can y'all see that right there? shepherdsweets.com. Make sure y'all go over there and hook Shepherd Sweets up. That is Zoe's son's mother. So go hook that up. Make sure you support the fam right there. All right, Shepherd Sweets. Hey, I want somebody to get that sweet potato cake and then comment back to me on how good that shit is. Please, somebody go get that sweet potato cake. They hit me back and be like, God damn, man. So shout out to Shepherd Sweets. She get all the goodness that you need. But then when you eat that, then you go you go flush it out with some of this right here. See, you gotta be balanced. See how I give you some sweets, I give you some juice. You see how you balance? You gotta be balanced, baby, yin and yang. Oh, really quick, I want to give out the shout out to Urban X, to Black Dot and Malcolm and Mama Dot over at Urban X. They do some good work, man. If y'all not messing with Urban X, I know a lot of people in here from the Urban X family. We share a lot of the same audience. So shout out to all the Urban X fam up in here. But if you're not subscribed to Urban X, man, go on to urbanx.com and subscribe, because their show is by subscription now. Dope show. But they were, you know, they had so many subscribers when they were just on YouTube for free. Then they went over to subscription. But man, get on over there. They dropping all the information. And Black Dot is funny as hell. That's me and Black Dot. We was brothers in another life somewhere. So shout out to urbanx.com and Black Dot Malcolm and Mama Dot. They off the chain. And shout out real quick to Black Magic 363 Rich. I'm giving shout outs because these are channels that I mess with. I don't mess with too many channels. I don't look at a lot of people's stuff. That's just the way I am. I'm into a whole lot of nerdy shit, so I don't be looking at a lot of other nigga shit. But I fuck with Black for Black Magic 363 because he's like the hood, not the hood, but the conscious Rogan. And so he has a lot of brothers on there who are breaking everything down about this consciousness universe that we're in. So if you need that information, and most of us do, so get on over there and watch that. That's why I appreciate Bro Rich for doing that. He hit me up last week. I wasn't able to get your call, so sorry I missed your brother. Hit me back. We gonna holler. But shout out to Black Magic 363, Bro Rich. So now let's get into it. So real quick, did y'all hear about the PayPal thing? So we about to get into this. I've told you guys this is one world order plan from many different facets they putting together. So I know by now most people have heard about the PayPal deal, right? So PayPal, they put out in their policy that if you say anything that they disagree with, pretty much misinformation, they called it a misinformation policy, that if you say anything that's deemed misinformation, they can fine you $2,500, basically steal $2,500 out of your account, which is fucking insane. Like, absolutely crazy. They're stealing your fucking money if they say it's something that they disagree with. Brother L. Wise, appreciate what up, brother? So if it's something they disagree with, we just gonna jack your money. So that policy, somebody read it, and it went viral. They started putting it out in all the newspapers. Then Elon Musk heard about it, and he tweeted and said, "This is some bullshit," right? In so many words. Then Elon Musk used to own PayPal, or be the CEO of PayPal and part owner. Then the other dude who founded it, he tweeted that this is some bullshit. So you got the two ex-founders of PayPal, owners of CEOs and founders of PayPal, saying this is some bullshit. So then when it started getting all this backlash, PayPal's stock price, nigga, just started tanking. Boom! It started crashing like it was shot up by a goddamn military squad. So when that started happening, they jumped on like, oh, that was a mistake. Sorry. Like, we didn't know that didn't mean to jump in there. That was all a mistake. Ooh, oh, hey, guys, sorry. So, but then people started to do research and start diving deep into the PayPal policy, right? And they started to find out who wrote the policy. Now, this is crazy. This is why you guys got to really dive deep into this shit. So there was the person who wrote the policy was an independent, not lawyer, I guess lawyer. She was like an independent law policy creator, right? So they outsourced this, so they don't have to have somebody in-house all the time writing on these policies. They can just outsource. If they want somebody to write a certain policy, they can outsource it to just a specialist. They write it, send it in, boom, right? So that's what they did. They outsourced it to this person this Chinese lady, right? Who's in China. She's in China. Now, so basically, if you know anything about China, anybody, if you a business, anybody, you work for Chinese government. They're communists. Chinese government run everything over in China, right? So ain't nobody who's over here working for PayPal. There's no way that they're not, at the very least, reporting back to the Chinese government. So then they write this policy that if you say anything negative, about PayPal, or you say any misinformation, which is basically what PayPal deems misinformation, whatever they deem is bullshit, they can snatch your money, right? So that's the way they're gonna try to come and get at you, because they understand in America you got freedom of speech, but you don't got freedom of money or freedom of commerce. Meaning, you don't have the freedom, you don't have the right to make someone do business with you. So this is what and then also they understand that niggas is about their money in a capitalist society. So if they fine you, they take your money, you'll shut the fuck up. So China, that was a way for China to have a level of control through PayPal. Now when they went and looked up the profile for the lady, she ain't got no face. Like there's no face, there's nothing. They just basically say her name and nothing. There's no information about the lady, other than she's an outsourced. What did it say? How did they break it down? It was outsourced by, it was outside. So basically she wrote, this person has written 37% of PayPal's legal policy within the last 2 years. This is when she got hired, right at the Pandeezy, right at the beginning of the Pandeezy. And so this person has been writing 37% of PayPal's legal policy for the last 2 years, and they don't know who this bitch is. They have no idea who this bitch is. She just over here sending policy, sending law, making motherfuckers adhere to this shit, and they have no idea what's going on. Obviously, and we're gonna say allegedly, but that's being engineered and formulated through China, being pushed over here and then put out as American policy. So a way to get you guys, you know, to clamp down on your speech, the freedom of speech, which is the real main thing. So they're doing something. So misinformation. So basically, they're doing something called the misinformation police, right? So, and that's being created by all social media companies. The misinformation, this is how they're trying to clamp down on all of your speech, is misinformation police. This is the new way around your freedom of speech, around your First Amendment rights. So the PayPal, though, is also hooked up with the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, which are the KHAZARS. We're going to talk about them and how they shut your boy down, Kanye, down. Like, he can say all this crazy shit all he wants. As soon as that nigga says something about the KHAZARS, which we know the KHAZARS, this is why I put that book in the thumbnail. This explain who the actual KHAZARS are, who they're called. Y'all know who they called today, but the KHAZARS. This explains everything about who they are. So they're linked with the PayPal is linked with the Anti-Defamation League. So basically, if you say something about KHAZARS, they can fine you or kick you off the platform. And PayPal is basically the monopoly of basically, if you want to do business as a small business owner right now, most people have to go through PayPal. So they have a monopoly. This is, again, a way to control your speech in America. Because they can control everybody else's speech around the world other than the people in America, because you got a constitution. Which is why y'all niggas need to start boning back up on that shit before that shit is fucking dissolved into nothing. They explode that shit. So this is what that's one of the way, that's part of the way they're trying to come. And so again, they try to deplatform you, try to take all your money. You see what they just did to Alex Jones. So Alex Jones just got fined $1 billion. A whole billion. Which is fucking insane. For misinformation. That he said they said that he defamed the people who were in the Sandy Hook thing, right? And they got harassed by people coming to their jobs and coming to their house and doing all kind of crazy shit. So now as far as he was saying he believed this to be fake. So as far as free speech goes, you have the right to your opinion. Right? You have the right to your opinion until you say something specific about somebody else that may cause them damage, which is what he did. Now, $1 billion is insane. That's like fining Pfizer got one of the biggest fines in history, which is like $2 billion. And that's for killing a bunch of people and putting out false policy about some drugs they put out. This fool just went on and said some shit that he believed to be true about the Sandy Hook motherfuckers, and he gets fined $1 billion. That's a message. They even said that they wanted to send a message. They're trying to deplatform him, really, because Alex Jones has been talking against the Bilderberg and all them cats for the last 25 years. He been putting their stuff on Front Street. So they trying to take this nigga out the game. This was a way for them to try to take him out the game. So boom, First off, because Alex, just so y'all know, Alex Jones is worth like $270 million. So that nigga got a gang of money. That's why they had to go up to a Billy to really try to take him out, because the nigga is worth 270 million. So they try to deplatform. They trying to deplatform this nigga, take away this nigga's whole ability to feed himself, right? Because that shows you that if you say anything wrong, if you come out and you start talking this this misinformation bullshit, this is what we gonna do to your ass. They finding this nigga like he did the motherfucking shooting. That's fucking insane. They finding this nigga like he is the one who actually did the shooting. But again, this is the message to the rest of you niggas. Shut your mouth about all of this. We don't want to hear nothing about no conspiracies, about no moon landings, about no 9/11, about no the Boogie V being engineered by the government, America. We don't want to hear none of that. We hear any of that shit, we shutting you niggas down. This is the new. This is how they're trying to push the world, because again, in America, you got a constitution and they just can't do you any type of way. They have to find 50, they got to swirl around your constitution to do shit. But the reason they can do that is because you niggas aren't involved. This is why corporations can do shit like this. We're about to get into it in a minute, but the reason corporations can do this is because corporations are also citizens. Just so you know, remember, they're artificial people who are also citizens. But they're citizens who understand that being involved in government works in their benefit because their bottom line is money. You niggas out here, all you worried about is if the government just got your lights, got the power grid running, so you have lights. You know what I'm saying? You know, is the stoplights working? Is the water running? You know what I'm saying? That's all you niggas worried about. As long as the government is taking care of your basic needs, you don't give a fuck what the government is doing. You don't give a shit about how it's run. You don't give a shit about none of that, which leaves you at a disadvantage. It leaves you at the whim, the frivolous whims of the government. Whereas the corporate artificial citizen is motherfucking involved in government every day, moving and steering shit in society to where they want the shit to go. See how that works? The corporations, the artificial citizens, actually know government and law and society, and they use it. You niggas, who are real people, is made for you. Y'all sit back on your ass as long as the government got your basic needs, or you can sit back with your hand in your shit like Al Bundy, talking about how you scored 4 touchdowns in one game 20 years ago. That's what's going on. So, again, they want to use you. They're trying to use you guys, or trying to use Alex Jones as an example to shut the fuck up. So also, again, in China is a part of this whole shut your First Amendment freedom of speech down, because in China you can't speak against the government, and over here we know that China's with the bullshit. So we talking shit all day. So if there's a dude named Steven Crowder. There's a dude named Steven Crowder so he's a right-wing dude who got a platform. He be talking a whole lot of bullshit. He be on some straight fuckery. But again, if you real quick, some of you have to go through to get information. You're gonna have to go through people who deliver it in a way that you're not used to or you're not comfortable with. Period. That's just to get information. If you truly want information is not going to always be delivered to you in a way that's nice and comfy and warm and cuddly, and you can snuggle up to it and shit like that. And information, that ain't how information flows all the goddamn time. Sometimes information is on a fucking hill at the top of a mountain, and you got to go through shards of fucking sharp rocks and sharks and all kind of shit to get that goddamn information. Because that information is important. So sometimes you got to go through ways that's delivered to you not comfortable. So sometimes you got to go out here and watch these goddamn Republican motherfuckers talking about this, because they're really involved in government and they may have information that you don't know about. But this dude, Steven Crowder, to get back to him, he was on TikTok, and he knows that China runs TikTok. And so he was purposely trying to get thrown off TikTok. And how he did it was, he was like, all right, I'm going to show people that China runs TikTok. And this is some bullshit. I'm going to get thrown off TikTok, and the only thing I'm going to do is just say what's real about China. All he did was report what's in the news about China. That's it. He reported what happened in the history in China, what they did in, you know, Tiananmen Square, you know, what they did, you know, how they keep their citizens from. I mean, all he was just reporting was just real shit every day, and he was like, China, fuck China. That's all he was saying. Sure enough, boop, China was like, you're banned, or TikTok was like, you're banned. But TikTok will always try to say that they're not linked with the Chinese government. They'll try to say, we're not the Chinese government. No, absolutely not. No, we're not. No. We have no links to the China. But nigga, yes, nigga, why does this nigga ban? All he was doing was telling the truth about China. So that let y'all know where this shit is going. They are trying to take away your goddamn speech. They trying to shut your ass up like Neo in the Matrix. When that nigga was in the room and Mr. Smith told that nigga to shut the fuck up in his nigga mouth. That's what they doing to y'all. If you let them, whose fault is that? If you let them do that, whose fault is that? So this is the way they're doing this woke world order corporate takeover. Have you guys ever heard of something called ESG? I want y'all got to go look this stuff up. Anything I talk to y'all about, remember, go look it up. Don't just sit back and listen to me talk about this shit. Go research this shit. So ESG, it's called Environmental Social Governance. And look that up, Environmental Social Governance. And it's been around about 10 years, but it just started to take hold truly the last couple years during the pandemic. Who created it? Of course, the World Economic Forum. Who else? Who else gonna create some shit like this? And what it is a social credit score for corporations, right? So basically, it's part of the Great Reset. How they want to reset all of society in a nice, cohesive, controlled form with less people, digital. They call it the fourth industrial age. This is what we're getting ready to be progressive in the fourth industrial age and all this and that, right? So environmental social governance. So it has three parts. The environmental part basically says corporations have to be conscious about environment. So what is your eco footprint about? You know, are you using too much energy? Are you putting out too much carbon? Blah, 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 right? All this is what they're trying to make corporations look at as a metric. They call it the ESG metrics, right? So you have to start doing this in your corporation now. So this is a real intricate plan, y'all. We're about to tell y'all how ill this shit is. So they created it as a form of control because they understand corporations control society, right? They the ones who lobby governors and politicians with the money. They the ones who have the paid lobbyists. So they're the ones who really control society. So then we need to be able to control corporations. So how do we do that? We create a system called a credit system called ESG, Environmental Social Governance, that gives you scores based on how you're doing with the environment, how you're doing with social issues. What are the social issues? Diversity, gender diversity, racial diversity, alphabet soup issues, all of that shit, right? Are you implementing that type of stuff in your corporation? And they take a look at that. Then they go to governance, which is how your corporation is run. Is your board diverse? Do you have enough women and niggas or Chinese people or whatever, Asians? Do you got enough of these niggas on your board? Do you got some trans niggas on your board? Do you got some LG? You got all of that. So you get judged by all of this type of stuff, right? And they put all of this together and they put one giant score. Now, the lower your score is, the better you do. The better your company is, right? So like the person with the best, the company with the best score is Microsoft. Fucking funny, right? So, and the reason this score is important because right now it's only something that's used in investment. So they create this score, and in order for a corporation now to get investors, major investors, in order for them to get loans from banks and financing and all that type of shit, they have to look at what's called their ESG score. And so basically, whoever controls the ESG rating is the motherfucker who runs everything, right? So the company who controls that is called MSCI, Morgan Stanley Credit Index or something like that. And so they're the ones who control it, but they're a part of the World Economic Forum. So the World Economic Forum, through that company, creates this ESG. I'm gonna show you why it's so important. So if you're an investor, you can go in as an investor, and if you want to invest in a company, you look at a company's ESG score in order to invest. And so so what happened is in 2020, this is when this shit, they made it super important that all corporations is going to be judged and run by this. So what started happening in 2020? This is when you started to see all this super work. I mean, it started to come with the hashtag thing, with the Me Too movement. But in 2020 is really, you started to see it really explode. You started to see, and I'll give the example of the MCU, where in Marvel, you started to see all the male characters be replaced by female superheroes, without good stories behind it, which is some bullshit. I mean, you can't have good female superheroes, but give them a good story. Don't force it on motherfuckers and just say, oh, you're supposed to accept this superhero because she a woman and she's supposed to be great. Well, show us why she great. What's her journey? What does she learn? How does she fail and learn from her failures and all that type of shit? They not doing that. They just said, this woman is great. She the best of all time. Y'all better fucking deal with that. The reason they did that is because Disney had one of the lowest ESG scores. So they came in and said, all right, we're going to flip everything. That's when Disney started to they said, we're going to come in and we're going to make half of the characters in all of our content alphabet soup. 50% of the characters in Disney, all of Disney, are now going to start to be alphabet soup. So that's when you started to see all of this woke shit being put in Disney and all this crazy shit. The alphabet soup stuff is really being filtered in the Marvel movies now. All throughout the books, they made Obi-Wan Kenobi gay. Did y'all see that in the new Star Wars books? Obi-Wan Kenobi's gay, y'all. Just hey, I don't know. He fell in love with a woman in the show, in the Clone Wars show, but in the books, they went all the way back when he was a 15-year-old and made this nigga gay. So see what they're doing? Again, under the guise of inclusion. What it do, baby? Tardy to the party? Hey, no worry about it. We just got started. So inclusion, under the guise of inclusion. Appreciate who was that? That Doja Boy. Appreciate you, brother. So under the guise of inclusion, right? So this is what happens. So basically, they're getting you acclaimed financially through corporations, because most of society is run by corporations, right? So this is how they're getting you acclimated. And so then there was an investment report that came out in 2020 that said that what investors deem most important when they look to invest was the social part of the ESG, meaning how many people. So now this is where you see the trans and the LGBT and all of that. How much of that are you implementing into your corporation now? Because that's what investors are looking at first. So now you see all of this shit being played out. This is where you see all of this shit coming out. Hold on. So this is where you see all of this. This is where you see all of this stuff being played out, right? So they're creating something called stakeholder capitalism. I want y'all to look this up. Stakeholder capitalism versus shareholder capitalism. So y'all know when y'all come to me, I'm about to break y'all off with some information. Y'all probably don't. So stakeholder capitalism versus shareholder capitalism. What is shareholder capitalism? Was I hold shares in a corporation, in a company, and I get paid, by how well the company or the corporation does. Furious Das, appreciate you. Virginia, yeah, they pushing it. Yep, they pushing it. Yep, to the parents. Yep, I'm gonna talk about that in a bit. So shareholder capitalism. I put my money. I buy some stock, some shares in a corporation. Boom. So when the corporation does good financially, I get paid off of those shares. Right. It's all about finance. Now they came in and they introduced something called stakeholder capitalism. This is all introduced by the WEF. Matter of fact, go to the World Economic Forum's YouTube channel. They got a whole goddamn playlist called stakeholder capitalism, where they're teaching you about what stakeholder capitalism is, right? And so stakeholder capitalism is we need to take a look at who has a stake in our corporation. Basically, what that means is who's affected by the outcome and the processes of our corporation. So that can be anybody. That can be investors, customers, the community, the environment. All of these things have a stake in the corporation doing these certain things, right? Now, this is how they're bringing this shit in. The millennial crew, the millennial gang, they say that now the new way that jobs are supposed to work is, oh, Adrian, thank you. Man, everybody hitting that super chat, man. Y'all know I love y'all. Appreciate you, man. So millennials now want to work for a company with ideals and a purpose and and morals or whatever. So this is why they started implementing this thing around. So this is why you see on Netflix, all the woke shit on Netflix, on Disney, on all the channels everywhere. You started to see this because they had to do these type of things in order to raise their level in the corporate status as far as ESG. They had to raise their corporate level. So this is how they're bringing the LGBT woke stuff into your life, right? So then the major reason that this is a problem is because if the social part, so now we're about to get into why this is really, why this is becoming a major problem. If they said the social part of ESG, meaning how diversity and all this and that, inclusion and all this and that is the main thing that that investors look at, what pushes social agenda more than anything in the world? Twitter. Twitter pushes the social agenda more than any other thing in the world. More than news, more than any other platform, more than anything is Twitter, right? So when this nigga Elon Musk came in and said, yo, I'm buying Twitter, this nigga took the S part of the ESG. He came and hijacked that shit. Matter of fact, this nigga Elon Musk tweeted, he said ESG is the devil incarnate. He hates the shit. This nigga who has a car company, an electric car company, and he does all kind of environmental shit, he has one of the worst ESG scores because it takes into account your social your social contact, your social status, what you do, basically your ideal, your social ideas, your political ideas, what you say in the world and all that type of shit. Basically your social credit. It takes into your account your social credit. So Elon Musk, Tesla, has one of the worst scores. Who does one of the best for our environment? Has one of the best. You know who has one of the best scores? Lockheed Martin, who makes bombs. Lockheed Martin, who makes bombs, has one of the best fucking social ESG scores, which shows you it's all bullshit, right? So Twitter is the social is what pushes the social narrative more. So when this nigga came and bought Twitter, that's why you saw motherfuckers go crazy, because they're pushing the social narrative through those bots on Twitter. This is how, man, this is a whole fucking game. It's a whole goddamn intricate plan. ESG, right? Boom, boom, environmental, social, bot. So the environmental part, whatever. Ain't nobody really looking at that. The social part, again, which is what they take. What are you doing socially? Where is the world moving socially? We have to be with that. And every time the social wave changes, they have to follow that shit. Who changes the social wave? Twitter, motherfucking ass. So now y'all see that this is some way higher shit than y'all motherfucking thought. So basically, this is like fascism. So fascism is basically the connection between corporations and government to suppress your rights. And so this is how they doing it through this ESG shit. So just man, I want y'all to be aware, and they only can do it because they understand that y'all don't know anything about society to be able to counteract this stuff. A corporation is nothing but a citizen. That's it. With a lot of people behind it. There's a whole lot of people that create one giant citizen. But although that one giant citizen is versed in the laws and the rules of the game, whereas you are not. And you are reliant on that nigga because they are the ones who bring you everything. You sucking on this nigga's titty or hanging from the pubic hair, the ball of the corporation. And so there's nobody, you got nobody to blame for being reliant on these corporations but yourself. So then part of that shit is what's called social transitioning, right? That's what they call it, social transitioning. They're socially transitioning your mind to think from this one way that we used to think, male, female, good, into, oh no, you can be anything you want. Children can say what they want say what they, they can make life determining decisions at 9 and 10 years old, and all of this is going off the rails because it's confusion, and through confusion they're able to control you through confusion. So what's the main part of this though? It's the precursor to the social credit score. They're going to get you niggas used to that through the corporations implementing it, right? So the corporations, they run society. Corporations get used to this, and most corporations don't want to do it. They have to do it because they can't get any money unless they adhere to this ESG bullshit. So now that they're going to implement the shit, here comes the social credit score for you niggas. In about 5 to 10 years, you're going to hear about this in many different places, all spotty little places that's going to slowly get you acclimated to hearing social justice, social responsibility, and all this and that type of stuff. And then people slowly are just going to be like, we do need to judge people by what they're doing in society. Oh, Preston, thank you. We do need to, and, hey, shout out to my moderators, Gwendolyn Bonner, thank you. Everybody in all the moderators in there. But we do need to judge everyone by what they're doing in society. You have a moral responsibility to your neighbor and all this and that type of bullshit. That's what they're gonna try to pull out, right? And that's gonna be your new system, the Great Reset. This is all a part of that shit. Through this ESG bullshit, it is the main platform of how they're gonna change society. Matter of fact, and it's also called One World Order through neoliberalism. Right, so the new liberals are, and even Biden even said that shit. He called it the liberal world order. That nigga got up there and said, we need a liberal world order, or we're not going to stop until we get this liberal world order created. That nigga said that shit. So, and then it's so crazy that at Comic-Con, this is how far down it reaches. At Comic-Con, this one young girl in her 20s, she's the host. They made her the host of this Comic-Con thing of G.I. Joe, this G.I. Joe forum at Comic-Con. Nope, everybody there. If you like G.I. Joe, you damn near my age. G.I. Joe came out way back in the day. So you love G.I. Joe, some older ass niggas, some old school thinking niggas, and they got them in there and they were asking questions to the people who were writing the G.I. Joe comics. And when they went up to the goddamn mic, the girl made every nigga up there, because only dudes in there. She made every dude say their pronouns at the podium. Can you get up here, say your name and your pronouns? Like, the fuck? What the? So they're forcing you to go along with this ideology through corporate governance. That's what that shit is. The corporation governing your ideals. That's what that shit is. So please be aware. Go look this shit up. ESG is the main plan of the global elite of the globalization elite to take over the shit. And this is why you got all this woke stuff in school, transgender shit and all this and that type of stuff, because that's how they're flipping the system. And that's to get you ready for that social credit score. Then, did you guys hear about the Uvalde police force? How they fired all them niggas? Everybody got taken out. They you know, that's where they got the 19 children got shot up. Who was that? Brother Mel, what up? So how they shut the whole damn police force down. Shut the whole shit down, right? Why they do that? Why did they do that? How many of you seen the video of what happened? Excuse me. How many of y'all seen the video of what happened? So there's two videos. There's a video of outside in the parking lot, and then there's the video camera shot of the hallway where all the police were gathering when the dude was down the hall in the classroom. They were at one end of the hall under the camera. How many of y'all seen that shit? Y'all got to see that shit. It's absolutely crazy. Them police officers could have took him out outside. They showed, the outside camera shows two police officers, so it's like one long shot. You can see all the way in the background. Then all you see is two police officers running. Police officers with guns on. And these niggas got guns on. They're running. They running so goddamn much and so scared that one of the niggas fell over and rolled over himself and got up and kept booking, right? Now, they ran past a car in the parking lot to try to run inside. A few seconds later, you see the shooter come up, and so they ran past the gate. So they ran past the school to this parking lot that was across the street. You see the shooter come around the corner. He walking up the sidewalk, just walking up the sidewalk. Now these cops could have got behind the car and told him to freeze and shot him and then whatever. They didn't do none of that. They ran from this nigga. He didn't have number one little gun, right? So you see him walk. He throws his shit over the fence. Then he goes in. They let this nigga do this. I mean, they had so much time to take this nigga out. It's insane. They had so much time to take this nigga out. They ran from him, though. Two cops ran from one goddamn motherfucking kid. It's absolutely insane. So they get in there. And then you see them at the end of the hall just chilling. This nigga's in there. Nobody's doing nothing. They talking. They got shields, big bulletproof shields, and they just on the floor chilling, talking to each other like, yeah, boop, boop, boop. What you got going later on, nigga? I don't know, my nigga. I'm about to go watch the game, nigga. I'm about to go fuck this bitch later. they talking like that. And behind these shields, they have bulletproof shields. They can go in there, kick the door in, take a couple of shots to the shield while one other motherfucker come behind and take the dude out. They could have did that, which is what actually happened after the Border Patrol got there. They actually did that. But these niggas is chilling for over an hour. They were chilling in the fucking hall, just kicking it. One nigga went to the hand sanitizer shit and got it. And these fucking COVID niggas out there crazy, nigga. It's a nigga down there killing kids, but nigga, this COVID is the real motherfucking nigga. Nigga, fuck that nigga. It's the Boogie V that I'm worried about. So this nigga getting the Perel wash on his hands while children are down the hall being shot up. All on video. So they said, and remember, that happened the same week that the WEF held their goddamn World Economic Forum in Davos. Remember, with the theme was the goat. I told y'all about this. The badges had a theme of a goat. It was two ram things going like this, ramming their head with two horns coming out like that. So, but when you backed up and look at it, it was the face of a goat right on the police badge. Go look at the badge. World Economic Forum badge 2022. Go look at that shit. It's a goat. So that was the theme of the World Economic Forum. What does that mean? Who's the goat? Moloch, right? The goat represents Saturn, which is Moloch, What is Moloch? Moloch is the god of child sacrifice along with other shit. So boom, how many kids, how many kids? Kids, goat. Again, children, another word for children are kids, baby goats. How many of them were taken out? Appreciate you. Who was that? Oh, Dion Spivey. Appreciate you. Neverland. Yep. So how many of them was taken out? 19. Come on, y'all. Y'all, please don't don't get this shit confused. This is not coincidences. So the same goddamn time that the meeting is being held, 19 kids get sacrificed down in Uvalde, right? So, and then it came out that some of them was told to stand down. That's why they didn't breach. So somebody told these niggas to stand down, or they were acting like it was a exercise or something. So somebody that's going back up to somebody. So they took the whole shit out. They took everybody out. Like, hey, all y'all niggas is dead. Y'all can go. That's how they gonna keep the goddamn secret. They just took out the whole fucking police force. All y'all niggas is gone. So World Economic Forum, another piece. And that's the energy they use to power they do the sacrificial shit to use that energy to power their their endeavors in the future. Yeah. You can do rituals too, not killing people, but you can do celestial rituals with the planets and the energies and all that type of stuff to make things work. Be in harmony with nature. Those are your rituals. These niggas they're trying to take shortcuts, which leaves karma. So, and then did you see that part of this ESG, this bringing this stuff in, Planned Parenthood, which is a government-funded agency, Planned Parenthood, is promoting transgenderism through cartoon videos to the children. Did y'all see that? Come on, man. Man, who was that? Christina Tran. Thank you. Transgenderism through cartoon videos to the kids. Meaning, your dollar, nigga, you better your dollar is going to promote transgenderism to kids. See this bullshit? So basically, low-handedly got your energy involved in this transition of society. Remember, this is all to move you to the trans movement, transhumanism, transgenderism, all this and that type of shit. This is part of the game. But Planned Parenthood is trying to tell you that you can turn your chillins from this to that, or promoting it, not to the children, telling your children, if you don't feel like you're this, then you might be this, or you may be somewhere in the middle. You may not be either or. This is what they teaching in the schools. This is what they teaching in the schools. And how many of you are involved in the school system? You going and checking, you talking to the school boards. You going up in there like, going up to the teacher. Hey, what you teach my kid today, nigga? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if I had children, I'd be up there all goddamn day. What the teacher tell you today? Tell me everything. I want to know everything she said or he said today. And soon as some bullshit come out their mouth, hey, what the hell you saying to my kid? You told my son he's a what? You don't have the right to be telling my child any goddamn thing. Nothing. Are you feeding them? Are you housing them? Clothing them? Are you comforting them when they scared? Are you taking care of their wounds when they get wounded and shit? They bump their knee, they scrape their. Are you doing any of that shit, bitch? Well, what fucking you think you have the right to what you think gives you the right to tell my child to confuse their goddamn mind like that to where they're psychologically damaged or they believe they're psychologically damaged? When children go through identity crisis every goddamn day. They want to be G.I. Joe. They want to be Superman. They want to be this. They want to be that. They want to be this. That's perfectly normal for children to fucking go through fantasy. That's what children do. They live in fantasy world. But for you to affirm and solidify those goddamn thoughts as a child, when those thoughts aren't concrete, they don't have a full concrete process of thinking yet, is some bullshit. But Planned Parenthood is making videos for your kids, for your children, to tell them if they don't feel like this, they can be that, and then send them back to your ass, confused as fuck. Now you got to deal with the bullshit that school or that teacher created when they only with your child for 6 hours a day. Now you got to deal with the fuckery that they've created, and they believe that they have a right. They're liberating your child by telling them, you have a right to say this, you can be that, and you're this and you're that, instead of dealing with the mentality of the child, just reaffirming that bullshit. So fuck Planned Parenthood. We already know where they came from. We already know about Planned Parenthood. So, you know, what was that? Oh yeah. Oh, thank you for the Patreon, everybody. That's right. If you want to sign up to status classes and everything, go to patreon.com/realnaggas and sign up for the status classes. That's where you can change your status over there. But so that's the bullshit. So then, did you hear about in Los Angeles? The city council president, she was caught on tape saying racist shit. Now, she Hispanic, but they call Latinx or Latinx, which they don't even have X's in Latin in their language and shit, but they Latinx now. But she was caught saying some racist shit. So California is the worst place for homelessness, if y'all don't know. California is the worst place for homelessness. People, and the reason is we have such good weather. People come from all different states to be homeless in California, which is fucked up. So if you want to be homeless, you would want to be homeless in a place like California. And even though a lot of other places have good weather, but you're not going to deal with hurricanes and nothing like that, especially if you're living outside. You don't want to deal with that type of weather. So people come here and just pack up and chill on the street. Just be kicking it, nigga, just be setting up condos and shit on the street. I seen this nigga, he got a condo, this nigga got a patio. This nigga made a patio with a fucking gate outright. He got a couch in that bitch. This nigga got a water fountain in the middle of his shit. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck you doing? But the council person, they were talking about funds, so they have funding, you know, for to clean up homelessness. And so where those funds go were decided by the city council president. And she was caught on tape. So basically, just so you know, 50% of the homeless in California are melanated people, right? So she was caught saying that fuck them niggas, basically in so many words. Now, that was one of the exact words, but she was basically like, she didn't give a fuck about the niggas on the street. She didn't care about them. And so why would she be sending money? This is why you see the homeless problem just growing and growing and growing in Los Angeles, because this motherfucker who's in charge of the city council, she don't give a shit about cleaning it up because most of them are niggas. So why would she give a fuck? She don't care. So, but she was caught saying this shit on tape, and so they took her off president. She resigned as the president, but she's still on the city goddamn council. She should be gone at period. They're trying to get her out, but this bitch should be gone all the way. But the reason I mention this is because you see the people who run their local governments, if you don't get involved, representation, but that's actually what the Boston Tea Party was about, taxation without representation. If you ain't represented where they're making the goddamn rules, what are you doing? This is why they can do that type of shit. How many niggas was sitting there? None. Ain't no nigga sitting there challenging her at all on any of this bullshit. Most niggas don't go to city council meetings. Most niggas don't go to school board meetings. Most niggas don't go to parent-teacher associate meetings. You niggas are not involved in how the system is being run. So how the hell you think the system's supposed to run for you niggas? That's the most idiotic shit I ever heard in my life. The fuck? You want to sit back in the back seat and be chauffeured around and be telling the motherfucker, Hey, no, make a right turn right here. No, slow down. All right, well, no, drive 70 miles an hour right here, but right here drive 45 miles. All right, now you can speed it up. You trying to do that from the back seat? Get the fuck out of here. That nigga driving gonna be like, nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my car, nigga, I'll beat your ass, nigga. So that's what's happening. If you niggas are not involved, you can't tell the driver of the car where the car gonna go. You sit your ass back and sip on goddamn Big Gulp and shut up. So please get involved, people. If you want anything to change for you in society, in local government, I'm gonna say local government, fuck the federal government, but local government, you gotta get involved in that shit. You just have to. And you can't do it though until you learn how the goddamn government works. You need to learn the rules of the game. This is why they're winning. Corporations learn the rules to the game. Artificial citizens, they know the rules to the game, or they have a person a lawyer who knows all the rules to the game that represents them. You don't have that. You don't got the money to get a nigga who know the rules to the game to represent you, so you got to learn it yourself. And if you don't, shut the fuck up about how the goddamn world is being run. You don't have a goddamn right in hell or heaven to say what the fuck is going on if you ain't doing nothing. If you ain't learning how the system is run, if you ain't learning how to motherfucking make it work for you, then how the hell you think you gonna say you gonna complain when it ain't? How the hell you think you gonna complain when it ain't? If you ain't fucking buying any food, or you ain't contributing to the recipe in the kitchen, how the fuck you gonna tell the motherfucking chef what the fuck to make in the kitchen if you don't know how to cook? Hey, look at man, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, my bologna sandwiches, nigga, are the greatest in the world. Are the greatest in the world. So I'm a little bit of authority on Italian cuisine. I said I make good bologna sandwiches, but nigga, what's the difference? Italian cuisine, bologna sandwiches. It's the same thing, my nigga. So look here. When you make that pasta, you want to fry it up and get the edges real crispy like you do on the bologna. See, well, when I fry my bologna, I get the edges real crispy. So make sure you do that with the pasta. Like, nigga, you can't do that. If you don't know how the fucking recipe is made, you can't tell another nigga how to cook it, right? So get your asses, get the fuck up, get in here, learn some goddamn law, know your rights foundation, all the shit. Y'all know how to get off your asses and learn the system. Or shut the fuck up. You can do that too. You can do all of that. And so make sure y'all get ready, because there was on RT, Russian TV, that, you know, that's the news channel that Russia has in America, that they kicked off of YouTube when Russia invaded the Ukrainians. Them niggas said that a hacker group called Kill the Net is going to begin cyber attacks on Americans, individual Americans, right? So on America as a whole, but individual Americans. So this is them trying to strike back against what's going on. So most people think it's gonna be some nuclear shit that's gonna pop off. Nigga, they don't gotta do that today. They can do bio, they can do cyber, they can do all of that type of stuff. And then America today just sent $725 million more in weaponry over to the Ukrainians. When Putin said, yo, we about to pop off and we about to get nuclear in this bitch. He said that this week. We about to get nuclear in this bitch. Y'all better fucking, like, don't make us get nuclear in this bitch. He said that shit, right? They sent $725 million more weaponry over to the Ukrainians. Fucking insane. Y'all, if y'all don't understand how this is such a big ass game, there was in 2014, there was an Obama supporter. His name is Gideon Rose. Go look up this video. Gideon Rose. He was on the Colbert Show. So you can go to YouTube and type up Gideon Rose Colbert Show. And on the show, this nigga was talking, this is 2014. This nigga was talking about the U.S. plans was the U.S.'s plan was to lure Ukraine away from Russia. and away from Russia to the West or NATO. That was the major plan of America, is to do that. And to try to get Putin to attack so that they could do that. 2014, this nigga said that. He's breaking out the whole plan on the Colbert Show. I want y'all to fucking get this. He on the Colbert Show telling the whole shit. Then in 2022, wait a minute, exactly what this nigga was saying on the couch is happening? And this is supposed to be a coincidence? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. So, man, this is the one world plan is in full goddamn effect. And so as that's going on, I hope, did y'all see that? So last week, Elon Musk put out a tweet asking how to bring peace to the war. And I said this in the last live stream, how they sick, all the bots, they sick the bots on him, and that's when he decided to buy Twitter. Now, again, why hasn't he bought Twitter yet? They're making it so hard for this nigga to buy Twitter because remember, Twitter controls the social narrative, right? So he agreed to buy Twitter. Twitter agreed to the deal, and they still ain't done. Why you think that is? You got major people trying to hold this deal off because they don't want that nigga to take control over the S and the ESG. Remember, Twitter is the S and the ESG, the social part of the social governance. They don't want this nigga to have that. So Elon offered, Twitter accepted, but these niggas still ain't able to work out the deal yet. That means somebody's holding this nigga off, right? So what happened was, when that nigga did the tweet about the bringing peace, the peace talks between Russia and the Ukrainians, this nigga, he basically, he put the tweet out, and then the ambassador, the Ukrainian ambassador, he said, my diplomatic response to you. No, he said, fuck off. That's my diplomatic response to you, right? Now understanding that this nigga Elon gave, he gave them free satellite, right? So they got free internet. He basically sent free satellites over there that cost $20 million a month. $20 million a month for free satellites. This nigga has been given free to the Ukrainians to fight the war. And this nigga tells Elon, fuck off. So yesterday, just yesterday, this nigga Elon said, all right, bitch, we taking our fucking satellites back, nigga. Fuck off. All right, fuck off with all my satellites too, nigga. That's what so basically came out and he said, we can't afford to pay for your satellites no more. So America, are you going to pay for the satellites? Because if you can pay for them, they can keep them. If you ain't going to pay for them, taking my satellites back. And then the nigga said, he tweeted, we're just following his suggestion. That nigga is gangster. Take my, fuck off? Okay, nigga, fuck off with all my satellites too. So that's, man, if y'all don't, there is a major war going on. Y'all don't see this, there's some people that these niggas still don't control. Iran being one of them. Elon being another one. North Korea, they're still gaining control over North Korea. Russia, they don't have control over Russia. So they're trying to gain, and Trump. Funny enough, they don't have control over these niggas. So you'll see all of these people be the villains in the story. As you haven't noticed, all these people that they don't control are the villains in the world. So that nigga told Ukrainians to eat a dick. And then, as he told the Ukrainians to eat a dick, Kanye, or not Kanye, but Chase, who's Kanye's bank, they just kicked that nigga off. So you heard Kanye said what he said about exposing the KHAZARS, right? So if y'all don't know the KHAZARS, that's the original people who they call the Who's with the right? That's what they're original. That's who they are originally. KHAZAR from Khazaria, around the 6th century, They had an empire called KHAZARS, which is now Ukraine. So former KHAZARS is the modern day Ukraine. So this nigga came out and said something about them, and then they came out, oh, you're anti-Semitic, blah, 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 blah. They start killing the nigga, right? So then he comes out, he says, well, how can I be anti that if we are the original? How can I be that if we are the original? So they never want to, and when somebody comes out and poses that, they never want to answer to that. Us being the original, melanated people being the original, you know, Hebrews and all that, and the Jews and all that. They don't ever want to say that. What they'll say is, you're anti, you're anti, you know the title they use, right? They'll come out and just start labeling you as anti this, anti that. They don't ever answer the question. All I gotta do is label your ass, and boom, we'll shut you down. So Chase just comes out and shut the nigga account down out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, just say, hey, nigga, you got a couple weeks, you gotta find a new banking system. Peace, my nigga. Salam alaikum. And so you know who runs most of the banks. Who runs most of the goddamn banks? Would it be the KHAZARS? So this is why we broke this book out. Also, YouTube, a brother named Benjamin Friedman, who used to give lectures in the 60s. He was a rich Jewish cat in the 60s, used to give KHAZARS, who used to give lectures on how they weren't the real cats. He would go around, he was super successful, and then he devoted his life to telling the real story about that. But that's what this book also does. So, bam, it talks about who they truly are, the KHAZARS from KHAZARS. And Kanye came out and started talking some shit, and they jumped on that nigga immediately. Why? Because you can't say that's the one thing you cannot shine the spotlight on. And funny how most melanated people who are involved in the system majorly, they know they can't. It's crazy. It's funny, act like, oh, we ain't the ones in power and all this and that, but you know who you can't say some shit about. See? I gotta call him I gotta say KHAZARS. y'all see, I gotta say the word KHAZARS on this bitch. So Yeezy is trying to test his might against that to see. Now, do y'all think he more powerful than that group? He say he got about 5 bills. They say Yeezy got about 5 billios. So, yo, it's about 600-700 of y'all in here. It's only 300 likes. Hit the goddamn like button. Y'all always doing that shit. Coming in here, motherfucking, getting your ear funky chicken on. Stop playing. Hit the damn like button. So Yeezy then upset the major cats. He then upset like your boy Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, he came out and he tripped, had Professor Griff on his show and dove in on the deep side and didn't understand how powerful the KHAZARS were, and they made that nigga do the tour. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know. Holy shit. Hey, who? Please don't take my goddamn life from me. Kanye got 5 billies. Which he reported around 5 to 6 billion. He don't got to do that. This nigga got sustainable farms over in Puerto Rico or Dominican or wherever that shit is, Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico. This nigga he on some other shit. He's about getting off the grid, doing all kind of shit, sustainable himself. Do y'all think that nigga can? Now, what Kanye seemed like to me is programming gone wrong. They seem like this nigga's programming, it didn't take. They tried to program the nigga, it didn't go through, and now what you seeing is the repercussion of the fucked up programming. They tried to, now this nigga knows what's going on and he's trying to expose the shit, but the nigga sound crazy because most of this shit is crazy. So when he come out, he starts speaking and and this and that type of shit. But this nigga, I think he done broke the net. He done broke the algorithm, y'all. Nigga broke the goddamn algorithm. And now the nigga sound like he nuts. But let's see how this battle goes, because usually no one ever wins against the KHAZARS. That's usually a battle that you don't win against the KHAZARS in the new Khazaria, which is really this place right here. So did y'all hear about the new hold on. Did y'all hear about the new syringes that look like cupcakes? Or the new, basically it's candy. So it's candy in a cupcake syringe. Did y'all see that? Trying to get your children used to through candy. Nigga, if you trying to tell me this shit ain't evil, you go to the store, you see that little thing, these parents are buying that shit, and then your child grows up being used to getting the hokey, getting the cupcake. So while that's popping, Rand Paul, did y'all see that he was on? He had Fauci in front of the Senate again, asking the nigga questions, and he showed his nigga a video in 2004 when he said natural immunity was the greatest thing ever. If you catch something, then that's the best immunity that you can have, right? This nigga showed him a tape of him saying it himself. Like, nigga, this is you in 2004 saying natural immunity is the greatest shit ever, nigga. What you got to say now, foul, cheesy nigga? And that nigga pulled out a piece of paper and said, well, Reuters fact-checked what I said and said that I didn't contradict myself. And then this nigga's hands were shaking like this as he was holding the paper. Reuters said, this nigga was looking like that. He said, Reuters said, hold on, y'all, excuse me. Sorry, y'all, I got allergies like a mug. So who was that? Oh, Terrence Griggs, appreciate you, brother. So this nigga, he goes on, he said, now what you got to say? That nigga said, Reuters said that I didn't contradict myself. The fact check company owned by, I forgot who, Reuters is owned by, or they're funded by a lot of different companies, pharmaceutical and stuff like that companies. But Reuters said that he didn't contradict himself. Is Reuters a health company, a health firm, or what the fuck do Reuters know about immunization, virology? What do they know about any of that shit? That they can come and say, you, who's supposed to be the top nigga in the country on all of this shit, that you didn't contradict yourself. When we see you saying one thing and we see you saying two different things, you're going to use a fact check company to say, well, they said I didn't contradict myself. When we can literally see the shit, you talking against yourself like this. But hey, don't look at that. Look at Reuters. Reuters, they're the fact checkers. They said I didn't contradict myself, so we're going to go with that. What the fuck? And how many people will believe that shit? So this nigga's caught lying his ass off. He caught lying his ass off. And he says Reuters said that I didn't contradict myself. See how he didn't say, he didn't say it himself. I didn't contradict myself. He didn't try to lie. He said, he used Reuters. He put Reuters in the middle so that he couldn't perjure himself. Reuters said that I didn't contradict myself. Not me. Reuters said it. So we're gonna go with that, right? So all of this shit is starting to come out now, you guys. I hope you guys are seeing what's popping. They cannot hide any of this shit like they were able to 30 years ago, when it took 30, 40 years for you to find out about the plans that they had implemented coming to get your ass, coming to to control society. You didn't hear about any of this shit. Now, 2 and 3, boom, boom, boom. This environmental social governance, man, please make yourself educated on that, because literally that is the blueprint, the game plan. That's the playbook for the one world order. It's the literal playbook for the one world order. So if y'all don't know about that, that's what's governing all this other shit. Excuse me. That's what's governing all of this other shit in society. So then, while that's going on, they said, I didn't fact check myself. Over in Europe, all the way over in the EU, so this is over here, they're holding hearings in here. All the way over in the EU, they're holding other hearings with the pharmaceutical companies, right? So one dude, he got on there, he said, yo, yes or no question. Just say yes or no. And this is to the P.F. Pfizer bakery representative that was sitting up there. He said, yes or no? Answer the goddamn question. Did you test the cupcake? Did you do testing on transmission? It being able to stop transmission before you released it? Meaning, can it stop you from transmitting the boogie V to somebody else? Did you test that before you released it to the public? She straight up said no. We were rushing to get it out, and it was an emergency, and we had to stop one thing in order to get to the other thing, and so there was a report that said we saved 4 million lives, so we feel good about that we did. Wait a minute, bitch. You know how many people you kept from their families? Like, you can't see your grandmama and your granddaddy no more. You isolated in the goddamn. You are isolated in whatever wing in the hospital. Matter of fact, my pops, man, when that shit first happened, my pops had his leg amputated, right? His leg got infected, and he had gotten his leg amputated. And when they had him in the hospital, his fiance couldn't visit him in the hospital. His fiance could not visit him in the fucking hospital the whole time they had him in there for, the whole month or whatever, the month and a half that they had him in there. While he was in there, my dad's fiance, she got sick and she passed. Right before he got out. She got sick and passed away. Wasn't able to see him. She's got some form of cancer, leukemia, and it jumped real aggressive, and she died real fast. So then, but that whole time, it probably progressed because of the stress that she was having, because she wasn't able to see him. When you have stress in your body, it takes your immune system down. Excuse me. It takes your immune system down when you're stressing out and worrying and all that type of stuff. So if you have anything in your body's fighting off anything. When you're super stressed the fuck out, not to mention that the fact it was the pandemic had just started, and so he worried about all of that and all that. So then she couldn't see him. She got worried about it. Boom, got sick and died. So now she coming out talking about that we didn't test it on transmission. So you kept all these people from seeing each other during the pandemic. You got to separate. And they already came out and said they made that up. They made up the social distance shit. They got that from that movie Contagion. They made it up. They made that shit up. They was like, first we gonna go with 3 feet. Then we like, nah, let's go with 6. Maybe we should go with 5. But they was throwing it. Just toss a coin. Yeah, about 6 feet. All right, head 6 feet. That's what they basically did. So now again, remember I told you guys. Oh, the real smooth breeze. Thank you, appreciate you. Man, I don't be trying to be funny. This is just how it come to me, y'all. I'm telling you, I don't be trying to be joking. This is how the universe sends the information. But So they come out and they admit that they didn't test it on transmission. So it's been proven that it doesn't stop transmission. And they did not even test it on transmission stoppage before they released it. Do you understand? This is all weapons you can use against the system. Do y'all understand that? That's the same thing. We put that in here. So now that they came and they said that, we're going to have to redo this letter one more time. Every time they come out with some new shit, we make a new goddamn legal notice and put it right on in this bitch. So now the P.F. Heiser Bakery came out and said that, no, we didn't even test it on transmission before we could. What? You shut down the whole world saying that if you don't get it, you're endangering other people and you need to get it to stop to make other people safe and blah, blah, blah. Nigga, that narrative was it. They were shutting down you and you deserve to die if you don't get it. And man, they said this about fucking all these people. And they didn't even test the shit on if it stopped transmission before they released the shit. That's fucking insane, y'all. I hope y'all understand how fucking insane that is. So, holy shit. That is fucking crazy. No, we didn't test it. We had to rush it out there and get it out. We had to rush it and get it out. So then, while that's happening, so they already admit that it doesn't stop. It didn't stop transmission. They never tested it. If it stopped it. This is what it all come out. While that's coming out, then your boy Biden, remember he came out and he said, oh, the pandeezy's over. He came out and he said, oh, the pandeezy's over. Said it twice, right? Then why did the Biden administration extend the Boogie V public health emergency? They just extended it a couple days ago. I think it was on the 7th, October 7th. They extended the public health emergency when he came out and said the pandeezy's over. You know why? Because in a state of emergency, it allows them to do things that are unconstitutional. Yo, 745 people in here, ear hustling. Hit the goddamn like button. Hit the thumbs up shit right now. I don't give a shit what you're doing, even if you're driving. Take your hand off the damn steering wheel. Hit the like button. Just playing. But this is why they keep putting you in a state of emergency. In a state of emergency, the government, the federal government, which is just a federal corporation, which is why y'all need to change your status, because they can only do this if you are an asset or a piece of property of the corporation. But in the public emergency, it suspends the Constitution, your constitutional rights. Suspends your constitutional rights. They can constantly keep implementing policies upon policy upon policy that takes away your rights. You think this goddamn emergency ever gonna fucking end? Hell no. How long did it take the goddamn war on terror to end? That shit's still going, ain't it? Well, now I think, no, they ended it when Biden pulled niggas out of Afghanistan. I think that was the official end of the war on terror. But then they started a new one and made a new nigga, made your boy Putizi the terrorist now. So now they got a new war on terror. But now, pandeezy's over, but we still need to implement public health emergency, where it's just basically on the same damn scale as the flu now. Not even that, because the flu takes out even children. The Boogie V don't even affect children. The flu takes out everybody, from children to grown folks. But this just only takes out super old motherfuckers. But we need a health emergency for something that takes out only super old ass niggas. This is absolute bullshit. That shows you that they think they can do this because they know y'all don't know shit, man. Y'all don't know nothing. They could never do this if most of the body politic in this country knew the fucking law, knew government, and knew how to stop this shit. Legally, knew how to go in and prevent these niggas from doing that type of shit. But y'all don't. So they could just, they don't know. They don't know it's some sweet potato cake in the kitchen. They don't know. Oh shit, they gonna allow me. Take this sweet potato cake home with me, nigga. If you don't know, you can't stop nothing. So this is why they implement all this shit on you. And And so, like I said, instead, so in by January 3rd in Washington, D.C., your children have to be immunized. So they said immunization requirements, right? These are the immunization requirements. So they basically, for whatever requirements they have in Washington, D.C. for your child to be immunized, they have to be fully caught up. So they wasn't thinking about this no time before. Your child was able to go without doing this polio shots and all the rest of that, chicken pox and all that. He was able to go and just chill. However, when the government stopped them from forcing the mandates a few months ago, so then they want to pull in and say, all right, we're going to do an immunization program. Everybody has to be fully immunized, all the requirements. And so then they just threw a jump shot. they just a fadeaway. They did a fadeaway jump shot with the Boogie V or the cupcake and threw that right on in there. Whoa! COVID, Boogie V or a cupcake. That's what they did. And so now, if you in DC, your chillins got to get cupcake by January 3rd, unless you legally know how to stop it. That's the deal. You don't know shit, I can take advantage of your lack of knowledge, of your ignorance. That's how it goes. While all that's going on, Moderna Easy announces a new mRNA shot to treat their heart muscle after you get heart attacks. Did y'all see that? They said the technology would not have been possible if not for the Boogie V and the Pandeezy. They would never have been able to come out with this technology if it wasn't for the Boogie V and the Pandeezy. Allowed them to come out with a new technology, mRNA, that creates certain proteins that supposedly heals your heart, or a damaged heart. How convenient. When these niggas, oh, Shay O'Dre, thank you. Appreciate you. How convenient. When you start having some shit called SAD, sudden adult death syndrome. How convenient. And what was that? Sudden adult death syndrome is when niggas' heart just go boom. Just boom, right out their chest. While they doing whatever the fuck they doing. They call it this the myocarditis, right? You seen the soccer players falling over, basketball players falling over. Everybody just knocking the fuck out because they getting myocarditis from the cupcakes, right? So now this nigga come out with a new cupcake to heal you from the other cupcake. Nigga, this is the new cupcake world order. I done told you. This is new cupcake world order. This is what they gonna tell you, that the nature is on some bullshit. Nature don't know what to do with your body, nigga. I don't give a fuck if it got you this far. I know better than nature. I know better. You need to bring that shit on over here. Because, nigga, I can fix your whole shit up. Nature? What the fuck, nigga? I don't give a shit if nature got all of this shit here. Who gives a shit about nature, nigga? I ain't got all these species and got us here all this whole time without any goddamn Boogie V's or cupcakes. Or got us through all those Boogie V's in the past without cupcakes. Who cares if it did that? Right now, I got a fucking warehouse full of cupcakes, my nigga. So I don't give a shit what nature do. You need to get in this goddamn warehouse and get some of these cupcakes. These quinoa and tofu cupcakes, my nigga. So y'all remember that I told you the CEO of Moderna Easy, he used to work for the company. He was the CEO of the company that built the gain of function lab in the Wu-Tang. So basically, he created the Boogie V. He made the lab that created the Boogie V. That created the situation that allowed him to create a new cupcake that protects you or heals you from the Boogie V that he created. How convenient is that? How motherfucking convenient. I know I created that, but look at my new shit. I got something to heal you from that. Oh no, hey, nigga, if you get that, go over there and take that. This will heal you from that. This shit is insane. And remember, Moderna was about to go bankrupt right before the Pandeezy hit. They was on their way out. Bankruptcy. Chapter 11. They was on their way out. Pandeezy hit. Boom. Them niggas made $14 billion. Or somewhere around. Probably more than that. But that's when last time I had heard it. That's what it was. So, holy shit. And now they got something to heal you from the shit that, from the side effects of the cupcake that this nigga done created. And then, real quick, did y'all see in California? I told y'all that California was creating they signed it. Homeboy signed it into law already, that says that doctors can't go against the public narrative, the health narrative, right? So whatever the public health narrative is, doctors can't go against that, or they can get their license. It says their license is up for review by the medical board. So they don't necessarily get it taken away immediately, but it's the medical board gets up for review. And you know, the medical board is connected to the government, so they just gonna snatch your shit, right? So they implemented that law in California. Dude signed it. Now, it's going to get taken off the books because it's unconstitutional. It takes away the doctor's constitutional or First Amendment right to free speech. Doctors needs to have a free speech. Needs to have the right to be free and speak the way they need to their client, to their patient, to tell them what they need to do to give them the right care. So if they disagree with the public narrative, then they should be able to tell their patient that in order to give them choices. So it's going to get sued out of hell. It's gonna get sued out of nowhere, right? He did this because he wanted to look like he was, you know, because they're gonna put him up for president. Your boy Newsom, Gavin Newsom, is gonna be running for president. He said if Biden don't run for president, I'm running for president. Nigga, Biden ain't running for the mail. This nigga Biden can't run to the goddamn bathroom, let alone run for fucking president. So obviously that motherfucker is gonna be running for president. That's why they put Newsom out here. That's why he's implementing all this shit, all these woke policies, right? Because they want him to take the woke world order into the future, because he's part of the World Economic Forum and all that type of shit. So the global shapers is what they call it, the global shapers of America. He's part of that. So that's coming. That's coming. And so again, this is the part of dismantling the Constitution and your rights, man. I know most of the melanated people, we go through life, we don't think about none of this shit. Trust me, I was like that too. For sure. I was more so into change, even when I got into law. I was more into changing my status and dealt with status law, which is more contracts and stuff like that, more so than I dealt with the government, the workings of the government and police stop law and all that, because, I understood that, I'm trying to attack it from the highest point. But if you need to know how the system moves and works, if you know how the system moves and works, you don't need to go drop a bomb on a nigga all the time. You can make small, minor moves, precision moves, scalpel moves that work just as well as doing the big fadeaway from the half court. You don't got to do that. You can do mid-range shots. All my basketball people, y'all know what that means. Shout out to Kobe, mid-range gangster. But you don't got to do long-range bombs. You don't got to be Steph Curry all the goddamn time. You can be Kawhi Leonard in the mid-range. So learn local laws in government. Because you don't have to work that hard. And those are the ones that really control your life, is the local laws and, shit that they put in the local policies that they put into use. While you sitting around not doing shit, thinking that the government is just going to steer the life in your direction and the way you want it to go without your participation. While you sitting in the back seat trying to tell this nigga, hey, nigga, we going up to 3rd and 7th. Don't worry about the lights, you know what I'm saying? The lights is just for regular niggas. You can run through the light, You can run through the light. If you see an old lady, you know what I'm saying, you can stop for the old lady. But anybody else, you run through them niggas. Don't even worry about it, run through them niggas. You sitting in the back trying to tell the driver what the fuck to do, and you don't know shit. You can't drive, you don't know what the ignition is, you don't know any of that. So you ain't got nobody to blame when the shit go off the rails, but you. So, because, especially if you watching me, I've been telling you this shit for the longest time. So if you haven't jumped on and start learning your shit by now, after me chastising you about it, and that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm gangster, I'm a fucking Aries. I don't talk to you in frilly. You guys, will you please learn the law? It's so important for us to learn the law. Our children, it's going to benefit our children. Don't you want our children to grow up with the knowledge of how to protect themselves? Then please, please, please sit down. Sit down with the law books. Sit down with police officers. Sit down with anyone you can and learn the law. It's just our duty. Fuck that! Get your bitch ass up, learn the goddamn law, pick up a goddamn law book, go to the law library, fucking get in the law class. Fuck that. I'm not gonna talk to you like that. You've been talked to like that your whole goddamn life. Get off your ass and start learning the fucking law. Shit. Learn the goddamn law. Shit. That's my goddamn hashtag, learn the goddamn law. Make that go viral. And and let's see. The last thing I want to say, speaking of Kanye West and the programming going wrong, there's a new movie coming out called MK Ultra. Did y'all see the preview for the MK Ultra? It's coming out, a whole movie based in the 60s when the CIA started the MK Ultra program. That's for y'all don't know, MK Ultra is the mind control program that they implemented in the 60s. That they've evolved to some crazy shit now, which is why you see niggas going and shooting up schools. They started that shit in the 60s. That shit is perfected today. They can make anybody do anything. Anytime you see one of these mass shootings and all of a sudden this motherfucker just jumped crazy and did all the shit, nigga, this is allegedly he's conditioned into doing these things because of they know how to do that to these little niggas' minds. But there's a movie coming out called MK Ultra that explains the whole shit. So please go look at the trailer. So the trailer's on YouTube. YouTube the trailer. MK Ultra. Holy shit. They are breaking it off just in the trailer, what they're telling you. And it's CIA, mind control, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Holy shit. They're telling you everything. Remember, they got to tell you the truth. Y'all understand. Y'all know that they have to tell you the truth. That way, it releases a lot of their karma. If I tell you what's going on and you still participate, who fault is that? Hey, I told you I was going in your kitchen to make me a sandwich. I told you I was about to dip into your secret stash up under in the back, up under all the veggies. I told you I was gonna go in there, nigga. Oh, hey, and that Henny that you had saved for nigga the bottle, hey, nigga, I cracked that, my nigga. I was just thirsty. I was just thirsty. You can't complain if a nigga go rape your whole goddamn house and you don't say nothing. And you don't say nothing, right? And they tell you that they're gonna do it. So MK Ultra coming out, that's them telling you what they've been doing for the last, how many is that, 50, 60 years at this point, almost 60 years. They've been controlling motherfuckers' minds. And this is the very implementation of mind control. They're showing you the doctors and all of that, how it started, his philosophy. Man, go Google that, YouTube that trailer, because they about to tell you, and then make sure you watch the movie. And of course, I'm gonna do the whole breakdown of the whole shit. I gotta do the breakdown. My breakdown, the reason you haven't seen me in my breakdowns, y'all, I gotta move. So, You know, I've been moving. I've been looking for a spot, so I got to get the fuck up out of here. So I've been moving, which takes up a little time when you're looking for a spot. So when I get, when I get to my spot, do my thing, Noggin Nerds will be back. I'm doing, the first one is going to be on House of the Dragon versus Lord of the Rings. Just got to make sure that the House of Dragons is over, which is, if y'all ain't been watching House of the Dragons, holy shit. Holy shit. House of the Dragons is off the chain. It's breaking off that whole feudal system. The whole feudal system. But if y'all saw the last episode, that nigga looked like Biden. That nigga look like Joe Biden, the king, King Viserys. I call that nigga Viserys Biden. If y'all seen the last House of the Dragons, y'all know what I'm talking about. This nigga had an eye missing. This nigga got no arm. This motherfucker, this nigga hunched over like that. This nigga got his side of his face is eating out and shit. This nigga, this nigga literally The Walking Dead. Looks like the movie. That nigga looked like Joe Biden. He looked just like Joe Biden. So, but I will be doing a breakdown of that, and also Andor. For all my Star Wars people, I'm gonna be doing a breakdown on Andor, because Andor is off the chain. If y'all ain't been watching Andor, that's Star Wars for grown folks. Star Wars for grown folks. You don't gotta have no lightsabers and all of this shit all the goddamn time. It's just grown folks TV, Star Wars, Andor. It's off the chain. Episode 6 is one of the best visual things you've ever seen in Star Wars ever. One of the top 3, I would probably say, 2 to 3. So I will be doing my Noggin Nerds once I get settled again. Gotta get up out of here and get a new spot, but I will be doing that. So just hold on, people. Noggin Nerds is coming back. I ain't through with that. That's really what I love. Y'all understand? I'm really a nerd. I tell y'all this worldly shit. So then I've done my duty to the universe, and then I can go nerd out after I do this. So that's what I'm doing. And then, like I said, make sure y'all get involved. Get in the game. Stop sitting on your ass. Learn the goddamn law. Get out here. Get these damn cards. Give them to your children. Sit down. Make a game out of it. Make them do book reports. God damn it. Do whatever you need to do. The next generation needs to be gangster in this. Let's do that. Let's see what that looked like. And then we can sit back and we can tell the old past generations who never did this, why the hell did you niggas not teach anybody the law? You dumbass niggas want to sit there and we shall overcome someday. Get the fuck. Sit your ass down and learn the goddamn rules to the game, and then learn how to take these niggas out like they do to you and make everything legal. Fuck that damn marching is cool. It brings attention to your cause. But while you got niggas in the street marching, you better have some niggas in the law library, in the courtroom, signing, making papers and doing injunctions and you know what I'm saying? All of these different things legally. Summons and all of that. Pushing liens and all that type of stuff. You need that. That's what you need. So get out, get your stuff. Right here. And I came across some popos the other day. And I just happened to have my card. I happen to have this card on me. And I was like, yo, I just walked over and was like, yo, brother. I said, man. I just started talking to him. Just seeing where he was. He was a brother. So, you know, it was a brother. You know, you walk up to a brother. Hey, brother. So we started talking, and I started telling him about the Know Your Rights Foundation. He was like, oh, that was cool. So I showed him the Know Your Rights card. He was like, oh, this is off the chain. He was like, this is dope. He started reading it. He was like, oh, man, this is crazy. Police officer. Sheriff was like, yo, this is dope, because this helps you to explain to the police officer when you don't know your rights. It helps you to tell the police officer what your rights are and what will happen to the police officer if they violate your constitutional right. So he read this. He was like, oh, man, this is dope, because a lot of people don't know the law. They think they know. This would be cool, helpful to have it. But if they keep pushing that and then try to violate your rights, boom, they get something called qualified immunity when they do it and they knowingly, and they don't know that they did it, right? So if you hand them this card and say that when you knowingly violate my rights, if I warn you you're in danger of violating my constitutional rights, and then you do it, and I catch you on camera doing it, you lose that qualified immunity, homie. You lose that body armor, baby. That legal body armor. That's what qualified immunity is, legal body armor. They lose that when you notify them before they do it. And then right here is all the law cases, the Supreme Court cases that says that where that force came from. So where that law comes from. So you put this in your car, you pull it out on them. When they pull up on you, you say, "I don't answer questions." Remember, a police officer just read this and was like, "This is off the chain." He wished that more citizens had something like this when he pulled them over. But then make sure you get this book right here so we can get to all the law in. I'm looking for 1,000,000 Johnny Cochrans, everybody. Come on, man. Y'all don't know Johnny. If it doesn't fit, we must have quit. Come on, y'all know who Johnny Cochran is. Johnny Cochran was spitting bars in the courtroom. If it doesn't fit, it must have quit. This nigga was on the mic. But he was the smartest lawyer in American history as far as criminal law, because there's other types of law. But criminal law, he's the smartest criminal lawyer in American history. And that's admitted by all of them who are super lawyers right now. They were like, "Dude, this nigga was crazy with the law." And so that's why they took him out. Took him out quick, too, because he was more so he was an activist. He was trying to implement laws and do stuff for you niggas to make stuff easier. If y'all didn't know, Johnny Cochran was trying to get brothers out of jail and also create laws that made it easier for melanated people. And they were like, "No, nigga." You not gonna do that, my nigga. And they took him out, and they could take him out and it affect everything because it's only one of him. One nigga who knows the law ain't gonna do. Because they can take that nigga out and then, boop, you left with nothing. But what happens when all of you niggas know the law? At least basic law, where none of these niggas can just walk up to you and violate your constitutional rights. That would end 99% of the interactions with y'all. But you don't even know that. 99% of the interactions that police got with y'all is because they violate your rights first when they walk up on you. Because you don't know how to protect them. So what if we had everybody just on that? Come on, man. Let's give Johnny Cochran a great legacy. Let's put into that legacy, because most people don't even know how powerful that dude was. Y'all think everybody know him for getting OJ off. That was nothing. This nigga, that was nothing. He was dealt with Michael Jackson and Tupac and Geronimo Pratt. He was a real activist. That's really what he was. So, man, let's honor that brother and learn this law. There's only 4% of lawyers today in America are lawyers. Only 4% out of 1.5 million lawyers in America, only 4% are lawyers. That means like only 50, 60,000 people are lawyers, right? Most of them are entertainment lawyers or contract law or, shit like that. They don't do criminal law. Why? Because you don't get paid. Only Julian peoples, Julius, woo, almost called, only the KHAZARS, I should say, only the KHAZARS get paid for criminal law because, they get to hire clients. But most melanated people don't hire melanated lawyers to get them out of jail. So why would I be a criminal lawyer as a nigga when ain't nobody usually gonna hire me to get them out of jail? Or I'm not gonna make a lot of money if I do. Most niggas who gonna hire me gonna be broke. So that's why you don't have a lot of people knowing criminal law today. But we gotta fix that, y'all. And you see the damage that Johnny Cochran was able to do with the knowledge with the knowledge he had as far as criminal law. What could you do if you had just a third of that? Not even all of it, but just a third of that. Figure that shit out. Come on. Know your rights manual, y'all. Get this. Sit down. Learn the goddamn law. Teach this to your children. This is everything you need to know about police stops and traffic stops and Terry stops, which are police stops on foot. It's called Terry stop law, right? A Terry stop. So make sure y'all get this information. Then when they keep on violating your rights, go after that police insurance. They either have public official bond or insurance. It says it in the law. It allows them to have either one, a bond or insurance. So make sure you know which is which, and you go after whichever one they got when they violate your constitutional rights, because it's tied to their oath to the Constitution. That's why it's called oaths and bonds. When you look up the law, it's called oaths and bonds, because they take an oath to the Constitution. That's bonded. They take an oath to protect the Constitution. That's bonded. That means when they violate that oath, they violate the bond. It's simple law, guys. When you understand law, it's very simple. So right here, get that, has all the state laws on where to find the state laws on where to find the bond laws right there, right? So the state codes on where to find the bond laws. So right there. Make sure y'all get that. And then they coming after you. You know they coming after you on the Pandeezy side of the game. Right here, this is the religious exemption that says that you are religiously against cupcakes, especially these cupcakes, because they have they got the fetal Charmin. We're gonna say that. We're gonna say we got the fetal Charmin in the cupcake, right? Y'all know what Charmin is, but the fetal Charmin is in the cupcake, and you are against aborted fetal Charmin. So right here, that states that this is the religious exemption that allows you to do that. This also comes with a giant letter that tells them, and as well, it's going to come with the Pfizer bakery report, their own clinical studies that showed that the cupcake took out 1,223 people in the first 4 days. So it comes with that. Or then, if they're really trying to force you, this is the liability notice. Liability notice right here. This lets them know that they're liable for all the time that you have any boogie V, that they force you under duress because they're holding your job in jeopardy. That's duress. That's called duress or coercion. So if they force you to do that, they're liable for every time that this experimental cupcake is in your system, because the cat dog cat has already shown the adverse effects of the cupcake on their website, and you got it all listed here, all of these right here. So they can't argue with you, especially when you give them that, and then you also give them the Pfizer bakery report. And then when we come out with the next letter that says, where they admit it, that they didn't even test on if it stopped the transmissibility. Man, y'all winning all day, man. Y'all just don't know. Y'all ain't seeing none of this that's going on. But man, y'all don't have to take none of this if you only knew where to gather your information. But luckily, we done that. And so this one comes with this letter right here. Also, where you sign it on the back. This is for employees or independent contractors. You sign that on the back, and you do that. And when they violate your rights, then you make sure you give them that. That's called giving them notice. And when you give them notice, then they're liable after that. In order for anybody to be liable for anything in law, you have to give them notice first. So if you gave them notice and they violate your constitutional rights, then they're liable. And that's when you go and you get them lawyers. But you can get that whole whole package except the notices. I'm not going to give the notices, but you can get the whole package for free, the police stop law package for free, if you order the great book of melanin research on realnagas.com, everybody. Realnagas.com. Y'all be acting like y'all don't know the website, and y'all be coming here all the time. REELNAGAS.com. Come on, stop playing. So get the great book of melanin research, the hard copy, and you will get the whole police stop law package, or go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org if you just want the package or the notices. So what's today? Today is, we got 2 weeks left in October. All right, so I'm gonna do this for October, for the month of October, since we're getting ready to come into the election. So for the last month of October, especially because they're gonna really start putting this down after the election, I will put, if you order the great book of melanin research, I will put both of these. Scorpio, thank you, appreciate you. I will put both of these in the order. So I will give you the religious one and the liability notice they'll come with the package if you order the great book of melanin research. So you get the whole police stop law package, and I'll throw both notices in for the last, for the rest of the 2 weeks of October. All right. So this is just a month. This is the October deal. All right. So at the end of October, it's all over. Oh, that's dope. Hey, spitting bars. At the end of October, it's all over. But for the month of October, you can go ahead and I'll throw these in the deal. All right. So appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for showing up, man. YouTube is starting to trying to put out the notifications once again. we used to get like 1,000 people in here. When I switched, they stopped doing the notifications. So make sure you guys let everybody know when we go live. Excuse me, when we go live, just so we can get everybody notified. But I appreciate you guys. I'm about to get out of here, and y'all already know I'm about to get me a what? Turkey burger. I ain't had one in a minute. Haven't had one in a minute. I'm getting ready for my cleanse, so this is me. This is me getting it out of my system. Next week I'm gonna do my juice cleanse, but today and tomorrow I'm on some fuckery. So love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Thank everybody who hit the super chat. Appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all, and I'm out. Deuces.